Good morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Whatever it is for you. Three, 4 minutes here until we open. Gonna wait. Gonna wait until open to do anything. All right. What have we done overnight here? Let's see. That's the midnight high. That's the low, so we're above the high now. Well, actually, kind of right at it. Kind of right at it there. Yeah, still at that 97. The high is 4,400 overnight. Really doesn't matter to us all that much. We're just going to be taking our scalp trades anyway. We'll see how this 15-second chart plays out this morning. I'm at the switch to a little higher time frame. So we'll just kind of see what happens. Less than a minute here until open. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Looks like we're at 460 subscribers. Let's move this over here. Thumper. If I looked at the 4-hour time frame, price at the top of the trend. Looking for the institutions to start selling off in Q. No, I didn't look at it yet. Didn't look at it. Very well could, though. Very well could. All right, here we go. We are now open. Well, we were already open. Did you get what I mean? You get what I mean. So a low, a high. If we pull back below this low here, then we will look for a short. Yeah, I'm just taking scalps, Thumper, so not so worried about the 4-hour, but it does sometimes come into play. High, low. So if we break above that, then we'll be looking for a long. Oh, man. I did not do my ATM strategy. Rookie mistake. Now we got to do math. We're not good at math. So 77.25 would be our mental stop here. 87.25 will be our mental take profit. So we can kind of just put a line there. Good morning, Juker. Good morning. We forgot to put our ATM strategy on, so rookie move. Rookie move. If you're unfamiliar with what we're doing here, we're just looking for a sweep. In this case, sweep of a high, sweep of a low, resweep of the high, and then we put our fib on the manipulation leg and we take the 70%. The 30% entry, I drew the fib backwards. Risking 5 for 5. All right, killed it there. We hit the stop. So that was a loser. So now that it breaks that low, now we are looking for a short. See if we can get this on here quickly enough. Because we had a low, we broke the high, and then we reswept the low. So now this is a short. So let's see what happens. Maybe it sells like Thumper says. Maybe. We just take the setups as they're offered. We don't really have a bias. Now when you're just looking for 5 handles, one direction or the other. I do usually ignore that first trade, especially in London, but, you know. So one loser, starting off 0 for 1. We'll just take them as they come. And if they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. It's fine. They really drove price up with all the Fed window discount money. Definitely not a head fudge move, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know, what were we at, like 1,000 points over the last week and a day, something like that. Something like that. All right. See what happens. Starting off over 2 today. Wow. Starting off 0 for 2. I mean, I don't know if I want to take the third one in a row here. Literally did it. I mean, it's the exact same setups. You have a high, you have a low. I mean, I guess if we're taking them all, you may as well, right? If we said we're taking them if we're taking all of them, we may as well. Can't all lose, can they? I mean, I suppose they could. They don't typically. Well, maybe they can't all lose. I don't know. Just kind of looking like a rangy type thing here, not really getting any expansion. So I'm going to have to adjust to a little bit of a higher time frame here, especially if we start off 0 for 3, then I am going to move up in time frame. There'll be less entries, but it will keep us from getting kind of chopped up as much. So let's switch to a higher time frame here. Let's just go to the 30-second. And we're just going to kind of mark out this range. So I'm just going to wait for some expansion out of this area, and then we'll look for a trade. Price sitting at liquidity right now, but one more level up around 15,414. We'll see what happens. We took 3, and I really probably should have stopped at 2 right there, and then went ahead and moved to a higher time frame. But that's okay. We actually may even move up to the 1 minute. Let's see. Let's check the 1 minute. Swept the low. Swept the high. So, yeah. Go back to 30-second here, but just going to wait for it to move out, price to move out of this range. Oh, excuse me. Let it move out of this range here. You taking anything yet this morning, Juker, or are you just watching? Watching for a setup? You can see kind of was in this range already when we opened up here. All right, on the 3 minute, we look like we're about to. ES is losing the VWAP there. Doing some back testing for some adjustments currently. Nice. I'm going to be back testing a few things myself as well. All right, let's watch this 3-minute here. So we have a low, a high, low. Broke the low, broke the high, rebroke the low. All right, so now we're getting a little expansion. Sure thumper. So all I'm doing is looking for a sweep. It's kind of like supply and demand. We're looking for a sweep of a, I mean, if we're looking bullish, we'll say, or we'll just say bearish here. We're looking for a sweep of a low, then a sweep of a high, and then a resweep of the low that swept the first low. You want to resweep that low. So here, you'd have a low that swept this low, right? So you have a swing low here, so this low swept it. Swing high here, we'll just say this high swept it, and then you'd be waiting for this low to be reswept. You pull a fib on the manipulation leg, so the leg that swept the high and the low, the highest points. And then you take the 30% retracement or 70. I got it drew wrong here, but so then you would put your order here. And just looking for some reaction off that leg, just 5 points. But this strategy doesn't work that great when we're just kind of ranging like we were earlier. You can see like we barely swept the highs and the lows. Now we got some actual expansion. So I got a little sell off here, a little move down. Both ES and Nasdaq moving below the VWAP there. ES looking a little weaker. I'm going to take this fib off just to clean this up a little bit. I also like to take entries like this. So you have kind of a move down, a pullback, and then some expansion down. A lot of times I like to put my fib on here, and I'll just take an entry at the 50% mark. Just looking for a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So kind of, I guess it would make sense if I put the order in the right. I put a buy order. I don't know if you guys noticed that. So in this case, we would look for a resweep. Resweep of the low, but come back to that 50% fib level of this leg. I like to run it one tick in front of that 50% mark. There we go. Let me refib this other one. And if it comes up higher, it may stop us out, but we'll enter the other area anyway. There we go. So something like that. So we'll kind of see what happens here. Maybe we push back up into the 50 and then we can get this little sell back down. And if it continues up and tags us in here, we got our stop above this spot here. If it tags us in, I'll probably move my stop up to the high. And we'll just be in with 2 contracts. And we'll see how that goes. Ideally, though, I'd like it to just hold up here at the 50% and continue down. Would be nice. That's what we're looking for. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We're at 460 subscribers, trying to push into 500 by the end of the week. What do we got? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're going to need a little more than 10 a day to get there. We are streaming London and New York. The plan is to stream London and New York every day. I may skip a London session occasionally just because, you know, I am on the East Coast and it's 3 a.m. here. So sometimes I need a little extra sleep. Sometimes we need our sleep. So we'll see what happens. Looks like we're getting a little reaction to that 50% leg. Or the 50% of that leg there. So let's see if we can sweep the low here. If we do sweep the low, then we will we'll take this top limit order off. And we'll just keep, if this keeps moving down, we'll just refib the next leg, take the 50% pullback. The second pullback is typically the highest win probability. So maybe we wait for the next one, see if we get another offer there. If we do, this one does work out. That's kind of the idea. Just slept 6 hours. Oh, no sleep. That's for the weak. You're not lying. Excuse me. Well, you know. The problem is that I've been having Juker as I've gotten older. I can't just go right back to sleep. When I was young, I could get up with the kids, you know, change a diaper, give them a bottle. I go right back to sleep immediately. Now, no. Nope. I'll be up for 2-3 more hours after the stream ends. And the next thing you know, it's time to get back up for New York. Time to get back up for New York. All right, just sweep the 62 here so we can take this order off. We'll look for the next entry. The thing I do like about this particular strategy is that I don't have to have any indicators. Like, I guess I should put the pivots on here. But I don't have to have anything other than the pivots and the VWAP. Nothing else is really, you don't really have to have it with this particular strategy. So I do have this one tick below the low. I don't think that'll matter too much there. That would be the low that we just, come on, really? Really? All right, I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. Come on. This thing, if it puts in this double bottom, I want it to just sweep that low quickly. Come on. Yeah, I'm really supposed to have it right there, one tick up, but come on, you dirty girl. Look at this. Thumper says, you work from 2:30 to 2 a.m., going to bed, maybe see a cash open. All right. Think we might see 289 before the open. Going to start going to bed. Too tired to trade. Yeah, important to clear the mind. One bad trade and your day is ruined. I make bad trades every day, Juker. You watch me, you know. When we're disciplined, we do okay, but sometimes. This right here makes me want to just take this off. Frustration. Look at that. I mean, how did you not get filled there? I guess I should have had it one tick above. It does that in New York sometimes too. It gets right there to your entry and then just holds up. Not entry, your take profit. Let's see, if it would have pushed through there, then we would be looking for a second entry here. We'd fib from here to here. So kind of want to see this respect that 50% level and move back down here. I probably could move my stop. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'll move my stop just to the top of this swing point here. That's where it would be if we took this entry too. The only thing is this is the third, it would be the third one in the leg here. It's not as high a win rate. Thumper's looking for W and M patterns. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. The same thing. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. I cannot believe that did that. Well, I can believe it. I mean, this is the market after all. It's what we get for trying to get that one extra tick. Trying to get the one extra tick, and I don't like the look of this at all now. Where's VWAP? I guess VWAP is at the 70. All right, we got to hold below the VWAP here. If we don't hold below the VWAP and sell, then this thing is going to stop us out. I mean, a very small loss if it does, but might be a small loss if it does. It's looking like that might be the case. Feels bad. I'm just going to take it off. Kind of ran those lows. It ran that midnight low there. Feels kind of bad because that should have been like a 9-handle winner, $180. Instead, it was $10, $15. Instead, it was $15. And now that I closed it, watch it. It'll say, whoop. It'll just run down there. Oh, man. Well, this is why you don't manually take your trades off either, right? I did this twice during New York yesterday. Manually took the trade off thinking it's just for sure going to take my stop. And then it put in a lower high and went to my target. That's why you don't take it off. That'd be why. That's where the target would have been. She's being a dirty girl. Look at that. You let your trades get to PT or stop loss 99% of the time. Yeah, that's the thing. I know better. I mean, we know better for sure. Because, the idea is as long as you're not tagged out, you're still in. But, yeah, it's all right. We'll make sure not to move the stop on the next one, and then it'll hit it. Or not to, we moved the stop to a logical spot, right? That's the thing. Like, we moved it to a logical spot to reduce risk. And what do we save? So 72 and 70. So we stopped out. We saved two points. That cost us maybe 10 or almost 9. Or cost us 7 more. That's okay. I mean, we ain't perfect. We don't claim to be. We not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Look at that M pattern. I'm testing out a new mechanical strategy, Juker. I'll reveal it next week. It's not got a high strike rate. Really, it's like around 33%, but it is completely mechanical, and it's a 4 to 1 risk to 1 to 4 risk to reward. So, looky, would have hit the TP. Oh my goodness. How do we do that? Oh yeah, there's no perfect trader. Yeah, you're right. She's a dirty girl. I'm probably not going to take this one. Certainly, if I didn't like the third entry, the fourth wouldn't be great. Had to sneeze. Oh, Juker, my girlfriend just texted me and said I'm perfect to her. She's awake with the baby, I'm sure. The 7-month-old must have her awake. He just started crawling yesterday. He's been doing the army crawl, but he actually got up on his all fours and took off yesterday. Took off. So let's kind of look and see what we got here. We have a high, a lower high. Okay, so broke a high. We did break that low by 1 tick. You know what? This actually, technically speaking, this does meet the I can't believe I did that again. I do that all the time. This meets the criteria for a short entry if we don't miss it here. Technically, it meets it. So we swept a high, we swept the low, reswept the low. Supposed to enter on the 30% leg. So I could just mark it in here. technically it meets the requirements, but it doesn't look like it's gonna turn back down. So I'm not gonna take it. Yeah, we'll stay out of that one. Kind of ranging, I guess. She laughed when you took a loss. I'm gonna take this. I can. It can be small risk. So. Were you on your account or her account though? You can laugh back at her and say, "It was your account." Ha ha ha. She is nice. So we didn't get our profit on that one trade, and now it looks like it's going to kill us on this one. It's getting slapped in the face over here. I mean, technically, this did meet our requirements, though. We swept a swing high. We got a little small swing high in here. Swept it. I'm sorry. Low, swept a high, resweep the low. Back above the VWAP here. Oh, all your accounts copy trade together. All of the accounts copy together. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Wow, we're just pushing here. Well, that just means that if all of them copy together, they get all the profits and the losses, but we don't count the losses. We don't count the losses, guys. Let's kind of see here. Just kind of watching 3-minute chart as well. Watching the 3-minute chart here, we may I'm looking to see, or we may get an entry over here as well. I mean, you got a little swing high right there, 85 area. Just kind of see where this candle closes. Let's see where this candle closes. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. We stream live 5 days a week, London and New York. We do miss some London sessions, but we're trying to work those back in. I think this week I've hit, what's today, Wednesday? I think I got them all. I don't know, though. I could be wrong. My internet was out a couple of the days, so. I want to see this thing pull back before it hits this 93. That kind of would be the target to the upside there. I want to see it pull back before it gets to the area. 78. It's kind of right where I got my order. Oh, actually, I don't. Uh, 78. Actually, 79. So we want to see it pull back before it takes that 93 area out. 92.50 really. It's the high. If it takes the 93 area first, then we'll kill. We won't participate. Looking like that might be what happens. So I just swept the midnight low, and now it's going to sweep the midnight high. The midnight open low and midnight open high. So we do have our order just above the 50% level of this leg. Didn't take that liquidity yet, so maybe it'll come back and tag us in and then go take it. That'll kind of be the idea. That would be the idea there. Let's see, 79, 92. I mean, I kind of like this setup. I was thinking about putting on a second contract. It's probably not the smartest thing in the world to do. The ES already made the high. Nah. So the ES already took the liquidity. It's looking stronger than the Nasdaq. No pullback yet on the ES. May not get tagged in anyway. We may not get tagged in anyway, but that's kind of the idea. Let's take a look at the 1 minute chart right quick. Doesn't really look any different. No pullbacks. No pullbacks to be had there. Gotta have a pullback. I don't really love that the ES swept the liquidity already, but I mean, I guess 4,400 actually. Yeah, so it already swept it by a good amount. Yeah, I didn't want to FOMO into this. You know, you kind of got that breakout look in its eyes there, like it's just going to take that liquidity without really pulling back. So, well, we don't want to FOMO into it. We'll just see if we get the pullback that we're looking for, we'll take it. But if not, if it takes this first, then it is what it is. All right. It decided it didn't want to pull back. It did not want to. Oh, it took about a couple ticks there. I mean, really not much of a pullback to be offered on that leg. Could potentially look to take a small entry up here. Don't know if I love it, but we'll take it. Let's get some action. Let's get some action this morning. Just going to the moon without us, right? Going to the moon without us. Try to keep it at 1-to-1 if we can. All right. I think I'm probably going to just take this off and we'll wait. Kind of playing with fire up here at this whole number and stuff. So what's the idea here? Maybe we can push through the whole number, maybe into the 05 area, pull back below the whole number, and we could look to take a long. Because usually that first push through there does not stick. So that might be an area that we could take a long. It's kind of pushing up right now and really no buy volume at all. Oddly enough. So let's see if it pushes through the whole number there. Pulls back. I mean, just 0 pullbacks on the 3-minute chart right now. 0 pullbacks. Didn't quite make it to the whole number. Sellers kind of popping in here now. Didn't quite make it. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Helps the channel. We appreciate it. I don't know. I'm debating on if I want to try to take this pop through the whole number or not. We'll throw it on here, see what happens. We shall see what happens. Got about 10 minutes here until the top of the hour. ES pushed up into the 44.04 there. Kind of pulling back now. Back to the 03s. Starting to push once again. Trying to anyway. Volume on the WADA not looking great. Looking like a lot of sellers. Kind of want to hold this 90 area. Of course, it doesn't have to make it through that 400 level at all. It could just sell right back down. Buyers are kind of trying to pop back in here, though. Sellers are falling off a bit. So let's see if we can get this push. See if we can get a push. Oh, there come the sellers once more. In all likelihood, we probably get stopped. This thing will probably make a decent little pullback here. I don't know if I love it now, though, as far as, buying in this 50% area. So we'll kind of wait and see how price reacts. Most likely going to be stopped here. But, we kind of knew this riskier trade up here at the top. Was looking for a pullback before it swept that 93. Didn't get it. All right, stopped out there. Not trading it very well this morning, guys. Not trading it very well. You're going to have days like that. That's how it is. So we'll kind of see what happens here if price pulls back into this zone, kind of between these two levels. Then we could look to maybe take another long, continue higher here, but maybe not. Really just depends. Really just depends. And also, yeah, if price revisits, I don't know, if it revisits the 80 area, we could take a long. It's kind of it's around that midpoint. It's kind of what we were looking for before, but we didn't really want it to sweep that liquidity like it did first. But it did. Oh, now we're selling. All right, let me take one more stab at it here. We might take one more stab. It's going to kind of wait here. There's no point in getting long on a red candle, right? So let's just see how price reacts to this zone. A lot of sellers still there on the WADA. No real buyers. Sell, 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 sell. VWAP down there at the 71. I guess this thing could just come all the way back down, right? Very well could. Pivot point down there at the 63 is kind of where we bounced earlier. Pivot point at the 63s, VWAP at the 71. All right, almost all the way back to the VWAP now. Touching the VWAP. See how price reacts. It's kind of looking like she wants that pivot touch. A little bit of a bounce back up off that VWAP there. So we may take a short here. Just watching the WADA. Just watching the WADA. Bouncing right off the VWAP there. A lot of buyers. Trying to come in here. Get a little push back up. The question is it pushing up to sell off or the other way around? Just kind of holding that zone for now. The bottom of the zone there. I'm kind of trying to decide whether I want to take a short or not. Short or long? I mean, this is kind of like, if you measure this leg, this is kind of the area you expect it to maybe turn back up at the very latest there. Yeah, 15 minutes. We go up 30 points, straight back down 30. Yeah. The elevator. That was the elevator juker. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to just sell down to the 62s, but what do I know? Just watching the WADA. All right, we're going to take this move down if we can get it. A little bigger size, a little bigger size. Don't do what I do. Yep, I just got faked out on that one. Sellers popped in. I mean, just long enough to let me to jump in there. And now it's trying to pop. All right, I'm taking it off. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a stream there. I'm not seeing it very well tonight, so there's no point in sitting here pressing the button, just digging bigger holes. So down $815 right now. That's kind of, usually $500-$600 is where I kind of call it at on each account. So appreciate you guys joining the stream. If you haven't already, hit the like button for me, subscribe. We will be live 9:15 a.m. for New York, and hopefully we can get this thing going in the right direction. We'll see you guys then.